Slim Nyarawendo SNA
Radio Mayiga Mato Marwa.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Lunchtime News. Our sign language interpreter is Caroline Joroge. I'm Jackie Wambiru and welcome to the broadcast. Kisumu Boys High School has received 12 million worth of an ICT hub from M-Pesa Foundation. This is part of the multifaceted Future Citizen program currently being undertaken by the foundation. The project seeks to build at least 500 ICT hubs across over 28,000 public senior schools across the country in 5 years. Under the ambitious project, the foundation will train teachers on skills to enhance ICT teaching personnel in the education sector. The project ends in 2030.
The program actually supports, is meant to support 500 schools in a context of 23,000 or nearly 23,000 senior and junior schools and comprehensive schools in the entire country. So we are doing at least 100 every year for the next 5 years, and currently we've already delivered about 118 and 119 schools across the country.
What I see that perhaps the learners of today have that perhaps we didn't have is the opportunity to extend themselves. Today you don't have to go to school to work and wait for employment. This provides them an opportunity for employment creation by the skills that they will learn. So I'm really happy that we've been able to give them that so that they can able to skill themselves in the area of digitization, things like AI, data science. They can be able to really skill themselves, practice.
We shall use this facility to project even to our students while they are at home through their phones, their parents' phones. Be able to share with them maybe some homework. Be able to teach, interactive teaching online, which of course we did during COVID-19, you remember?
Safaricom has done its best. Now it is upon the leadership, the teaching staff, non-teaching staff, and the students to also do their part in a way of ensuring that the objectives of the projects are met.
The mother of my life, oh KB.
In other news, researchers have been urged to intensify scientific research and strengthen regional collaboration to accelerate Kenya and East Africa's social-economic development. The call was made during a 5-day conference in Elementite in Nakuru County, the conference brought together leading paleontologists, archaeologists, anthropologists and researchers from East Africa, Asia and Europe. The participants were challenged to explore latest scientific discoveries and foster partnerships aimed at advancing research, innovation and conservation while also driving sustainable tourism and economic growth.
EAPP has grown into a vibrant scientific community that continues to advance research, collaboration, and capacity building across Eastern Africa and beyond. Judging by the enthusiasm in this room today, I have no doubt this conference will be equally inspiring, intellectually stimulating, and rewarding.
The research being presented here on fossil hominin, archaeological technologies, paleo-environments, and human adaptation directly addresses questions about who we are and where we come from.
And now we turn to the World Hepatitis Day celebrations, where the health stakeholders are highlighting the importance of prevention, early diagnosis and treatment in the fight against viral hepatitis. Our reporter Ben Chumba is currently in Marigat. Let's join him and see what he has for us.
Here in Baringo, where hundreds of residents of Baringo County are turning up in large numbers to celebrate the World Hepatitis Day that is being marked here in Marigat. Just to bring you up to speed is that Baringo County is among the counties that has the highest number of hepatitis B cases, and Baringo South in particular here in Marigat, it has been identified as one of the hardest hit areas, and therefore today we've had health experts from different sectors. Of course, we've had development partners, we've also had researchers and scientists, just to tell residents the importance of testing and getting to know their status. Therefore, without wasting a lot of time, we're being joined by one of the research scientists from KEMRI who will tell us briefly why are we here today and why is this exercise important.
My name is Dr. Misiani Ochoto, and we are here in Marigat sub-county in Baringo to celebrate the World Hepatitis Day. In the World Hepatitis Day, this is the day we come together to share experiences, to tell each other how to manage the wild hepatitis. We have the 5 wild hepatitis in the country: hepatitis A, B, C, and D, and E. Those are the 5 hepatitis. But today we are here to celebrate hepatitis B, which is common in Baringo. And the hepatitis B in Baringo, it is in common in various areas, especially the lowland. The prevalence in Baringo is around 10.9, which is slightly higher than the national prevalence of around 3.5. So today we are here to celebrate the experience and to share to the world that it is possible for us to manage the hepatitis B. One thing we need to know about the hepatitis B is that hepatitis B is transmitted and many people develop liver cancer at the end of it all. But if it is managed early, then you can stop the development of the hepatitis B into chronic infection. So today, as we celebrate this day, we are celebrating about let us break it, and breaking it, it will break it, 5 things to break it. Number 1 is to break the barrier of stigma. We are here to celebrate how to break the barrier of mother-to-child transmission. We are here to celebrate how to break the barrier of long waiting hours to a very small time for you to know your status, and then you do the DNA test. So we are here to celebrate our success and to share to the world that hepatitis B we are able to manage the hepatitis B. So all of us are here, and let us break it together.
Thank you very much. Therefore, as you've heard, that beyond the campaign awareness, we've also seen the deployment of advanced laboratory technology that is helping health experts here to ensure that the screen tests or the tests that are being done here are accurate and timely. And we're being joined by one of the companies that has deployed the technology here. Maybe first and foremost, why did you choose to deploy the kind of technology in this area to celebrate World Hepatitis Day here in Baringo?
Thank you very much for the question, and thank you very much for the kind people of Baringo for hosting us. We understand that Baringo has a high prevalence of hepatitis B, and we understand that the people who are infected are spread over a large distance, and it's very hard for them to commute to central locations. Our technology is able to bring the test to the patient, so we don't need the patient to actually commute to the test. We also have room temperature stable tests which allow us to operate in hot climates. So we thought that our solution would be able to solve the current problem, making it a suitable way to address the people in a comfortable and affordable way.
Are you charging for this service?
No, today we are not charging for this service. We are not charging for this campaign. This is all support from us for the efforts of the Ministry of Health and the local efforts, and we're just honored to be part of this support.
How long have you been in this region, and how long are you going to remain here?
This is our 4th day in Baringo. We're still here until the 31st of this month, but we're looking forward to come back when there is need for further testing, because like we said, hepatitis is a manageable disease, and we're happy to make people have a healthier life just by being able to get tested in time.
Thank you very much for your time. And therefore, as you've heard, we are able to hear from health experts here who are telling us that they are encouraging residents in this area to turn up in numbers so that they can know their status. Remember, health experts here are saying that it is possible for someone to live with this kind of disease for a very long time without knowing until they experience liver complications. We're also being joined by one of the development partners here who has a message for us here.
Yes. My name is Muhammad Sabir. I'm the founder and CEO of Iqbal Limited. We are the company partner with Remedy in this medical campaign and in Kenya. I need to say something, small message. Every 30 seconds, someone died because of hepatitis. And we are in 2026, and everything we can do if we did the diagnostics early. So the diagnostics early saves lives. So please, we need to cooperate together to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Indeed, that is one of the development partners here talking about the kind of technology that they have deployed here to ensure that the accuracy of the tests being conducted here are very timely and accurate. And therefore, that is a story that we are still working on. It is a developing story, and we will update our viewers in our subsequent news bulletin. Reporting live from Marigat, I'm Ben Chumba.
Well, that was our reporter, Ben Chumba from Baringo County, giving us a report on the World Hepatitis Day commemorations. Health experts continue to urge the public to get tested, vaccinated where applicable, and seek early treatment to help eliminate viral hepatitis. We now move on to other stories. Sugarcane stakeholders in Busia County are calling on the government to step up the fight against illegal sugar imports, saying rampant smuggling is crippling the local sugar industry and delaying payments to farmers, led by Busia Sugar representative Abdul Abu. The stakeholders have urged the government to crack down on sugar smuggling, saying illegal imports are creating unfair competition, leaving local factories with unsold stock, disrupting cash flow, delaying payments to farmers, and threatening the livelihoods of both growers and millers. They are now urging the government to tighten border surveillance, intensify the crackdown on smugglers, and protect local farmers and millers from unfair trade practices.
Tumeshindwa kuuza sukari yetu kwa sababu sukari imejaa kwa godown, na pia vile vile bei ambayo hizo sukari zinauzwa katika maduka na customers wetu ni bei ambayo ni ya chini. So production cost yetu iko juu. Pesa ambazo zinatengeneza ama zinalipwa wakulima zinakosekana, kwa sababu sasa sisi hatuuzi sukari.
Nafikiria kung'oa miwa, maana zimesimama kwa shamba. Kampuni hajakuwa able kunilipa on time. Now you can't work without money. Kila step inahitaji pesa. Niko na ekari over 80.
Ningesihi serikali iweke sheria kamili, na pia serikali ya Kenya iweke mikakati ikishirikiana na serikali ya Uganda kuzuia mambo ya magendo, na kama sukari lazima ingie ipitie njia mwafaka.
More than 100 families in Suba Central, Homa Bay County are appealing to the government to halt what they describe as planned evictions from their land. The residents claim the National Youth Service has recently erected new boundary beacons that encroach on their farms and homes, raising fears of displacement without prior notice or compensation. They allege the exercise is intended to pave the way for the relocation of Homa Bay Prison to the area. Human rights defenders have faulted the process, saying there was no public participation, and have called on Lands Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome to intervene. They have threatened to move to court if the matter is not addressed within 7 days.
Wananchi wa hapa wako gangari. Saa hizi tuko gangari. Tumenyanyaswa sana. Na mimi naomba kama sio hivyo serikali iingilie kati, isaidie.
Sijui mimi nitaenda wapi. Kwa maana mimi nilikuwa nikajenga kwa plot yangu. Sasa wamekuja tena wameingia kwa hiyo plot yangu. Na nimesha jenga tayari. Sasa sijui nitaenda wapi.
Notisi inatakikana itolewe kwa siku 14. Je, hii notisi wananchi walipata ama hawakuipata? Pili, tunataka tujue land register muhusika alihimiza wananchi, area chief alihimiza wananchi, assistant county commissioner aliambia wananchi ati kulikuwa na mpango ambao unaendelea kuangalia mpaka katika eneo bunge la Suba Kusini.
The Kikuyu Elders Governing Council has faulted Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale over what it terms unfortunate remarks that would easily cause ethnic animosity. Led by Council's National Chairman Wachira Kiago, the group called on leaders in positions of responsibility to be responsible and sensitive on matters that affect national cohesion. Speaking at the Council's headquarters, the elders called on the government to crack down on leaders propagating hate speech and ethnic animosity as the country gears towards the electioneering period.
Your condemnation has caused deep injury to this community. You did not spare children or their mothers, the young or the elderly, the sick in hospitals and at homes, laborers or the jobless, leaders or the led. You condemned us whole. No Kenyan leader of your national and official stature has caused such harm to so many with his tongue.
And a group of Kikuyu cultural researchers and traditional heritage enthusiasts have called for urgent documentation of the community's traditions, warning that valuable cultural knowledge is at risk of fading because oral knowledge, customary laws and indigenous history die with the elderly. The appeal was made during the morning ceremony of Githiomi Wakaroe, a long-time Mau veteran who died last week. The researchers urged cultural institutions, scholars and community leaders to work together in collecting oral histories and preserving indigenous knowledge, saying proper documentation would provide future generations with a deeper understanding of Kikuyu identity, values and history.
Na ni wajibu wetu sisi kama Wakenya kukumbuka mashujaa wetu. Tuwakumbuke wakiwa uhai na pia hata tuwakumbuke wanapofariki, kwa sababu nchi ambayo haiangalii mashujaa wao ni nchi ambayo inaangamia.
Sasa saa hizi Mau Mau War Veteran Association tunafanya document ya wazee wote Kenya mzima wenye wamechangia mambo ya utamaduni, mambo ya mundu na uchusi yake yote.
Ni lazima tuunde historia ya wazee waliopigania uhuru. Lazima tupiganie na tuandike historia ya wazee wa utamaduni. Tuna wazee kama Kimathi wenye hata wengine hamjui. Tuna wazee kama General Madhenge, kuna wengine ambao hawamjui.
Women in Uasin Gishu County have been urged to actively participate in politics and contest for elective positions to increase their representation in leadership and national decision-making processes. Speaking during a fundraising event for women's group in Mailinane area, Kapsao's ward representative aspirant Sarah Abdi said many women remain reluctant to join politics due to the hostile nature of the country's politics that makes women easy targets and victims of political criminals and goons. The ladies called on politicians to promote peaceful campaigns by embracing tolerance, respect for differing political views, and issue-based politics.
Tusiuzie uoga, let's stand for one another, tusimame. Kama sisi we were nominated, and what happened? We only stayed there for 10 months. Hatutaki hiyo. Tunataka wamama wajitokezee, mupambane na wanaume, mupiganie haki yenu. It's your right kusimama, musikuwe na uoga.
Tutakapotumia wauni, kwanza tutapoteza maisha ya watu. Ya pili, kuna uwezekano tuweze kupoteza hata mali za watu. Na nchi yetu hatutaki kwenda sehemu ambayo tulienda mwaka wa 2007, mwaka wa 2008.
Police in Busia County have launched investigations into the death of a 31-year-old man who was found dead in his house. The body of the deceased was reportedly found with stab wounds at his house in Aget Village, Angorom Ward, Teso South constituency. Aaron Marie with the details.
The deceased, Bernard Otieno, was reportedly attacked after unidentified assailants first stormed a neighbor's house before forcing their way into his house.
Walitangulia wakaenda kwa jirani, wakatoka kwa jirani, wakakujia kwangu. Mlango nao tulikuwa tumefunga, tujui vile mlango ilifunguliwa. Saa zile walikuwa wanatoka na simu akikimbia, time walikuwa naruka fence. Mmoja amesharuka, saa mwingine bado bwana wangu alikuwa na struggle naye. Huyo mwingine kumba amekuwa na kisu ndio alikuwa anamdunga na visu.
According to his wife Lynette Akinyi, the attacker stabbed Otieno several times, killing him on the spot.
Alitoka tu kana niongelesha, kafika kwa gate. Kufika kwa gate akalemewa akaanguka.
The motive of the attack remains unclear, with detective now working to establish what led to the killing and identify those responsible.
Kuna siku nimewahi kupata amegombana na mtu ama amekasirikia mtu, huwa anatabasamu na anakuambia mchungaji, wacha hiyo tuachie Mungu. Kilichosababisha kuuawa kwake ni vigumu sana kusema.
Residents say the incident has left the community in shock, describing Otieno as a humble and hardworking man. Human rights defenders are also raising concern over what they describe as increasing cases of insecurity in Busia County.
Bodaboda wanauawa, vijana wanauawa, watoto wanauawa, wamama wanauawa. Sasa sisi tunauliza, tunaishi nchi gani? So sisi tunaomba tafadhali tupewe usalama. Tunahitaji kulindwa.
Police have yet to establish the motive behind the killing or make any arrest as investigations begin.
Na tunashukuru kwa sababu madisiai wamekuja na wamecollect zile evidence zenye wanaweza collect.
Reporting for Lunchtime News, I'm Aaron Marie.
Kilifi County Police Commander Peter Waweru warned residents against lynching people linked to the alleged disappearances of private pets. Speaking during the handover of a water borehole donated by International Police Association Kenya at Mkoroshoni Center in Kilifi Town, Waweru urged residents to report any suspicious cases, warning them against taking the law into their own hands. He, however, assured the locals that some of the suspects have been arrested and the police have intensified a crackdown to arrest more.
most honorable thing I've seen, because ukisikiza kuna wale polisi wenye wameretire na wenye wameretire hawana pesa, lakini wameamua kusaidia the community. So kitambo tulikuwa tunaona polisi ni wale wenye wanashika tu watu, but hii imetuonyesha polisi ni wale watu wenye wanaangalia maslahi ya watu, kwa sababu mtu mwenye amekupatia maji ni huyo mtu mwenye amekupatia uhai.
You need one policeman for 500 people. There is no way one policeman will keep peace or security within the 500 people. It's the people themselves who must be conscious enough to ensure that they are safe by reporting things that need to be investigated, reporting things that needs to be resolved so that the community lives in an area that is secure and peaceful.
Mambo ambayo inaendelea ambayo si ya ukweli, lakini watu wamefanya kama ni kitu ya ukweli. Watu wamepoteza mizigo. Hasa sana wanaume. Wanaume sio shida iko. Alafu unakuta mtu anapigwa tu bure for no reason. Kitu ambacho ni cha uongo. Tuachane na hiyo unafiki, sababu hiyo ni unafiki.
Principal Secretary in the State Department of Energy, Alex Washira, has assured the Mount Kenya region of a steady power supply by the end of August this year, speaking in Nanyuki during the inspection of a 170-kilometer Rumuruti-Nanyuki-Isiolo power transmission line project. Washira said the region has experienced frequent power outages whenever maintenance is taking place at the Masinga transmission line. Washira said the project will eliminate the outages by providing an alternative power supply route and ensuring more efficient power supply to residents of Samburu, Isiolo and the surrounding areas.
Mount Kenya region does not enjoy power from geothermal, does not enjoy power from the wind. It only enjoys power from the hydro. So in case of a drought, the Mount Kenya region has a huge challenge, has a serious risk of serious road shedding. So we are completing the line between Kabarnet and Rumuruti. That will ensure that should you have challenges with the hydros, you can serve Nyeri, Kutus, and you can serve Isiolo, Meru.
Well, that report brings us to our first break here on Lunchtime News. Don't go too far, we still have more news coming up.
Do you save for retirement?
Kwani mimi ni mzee? I'm still young and I've got plenty of time to start saving later. Then again, si watu wa jua kali, hatunanga hizo ma pension plans.
Kwani ujui unaweza register with an individual pension plan yenye iko regulated na RBA?
Inawakaje?
Una deposit any amount of money at any time na uko guaranteed ukikuwa mzee. Maisha yako itakuwa nywe.
By the way, nakushauri ni ukweli. Hadi mimi boost savings zangu kwa scheme yetu ya job.
Really?
Nilijua siwezi kuwa kijana forever. Sis, usikose kujipanga mapema. Tutakuwa wazee wa maana.
Ebu nionyesheni kuwa mzee wa maana.
Ensure you save and plan for your retirement during your youthful working days. Provided you are earning an income, you can join our retirement benefit scheme registered by Retirement Benefits Authority and safeguard your tomorrow. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
The wait is over. KBC Iko Huduma Center. Starting with Nairobi, kupata huduma za KBC imekuwa rahisi. From digital guidance and signet services to booking of commercial adverts and documentaries. Visit our dedicated desks at Huduma Center GPO, Times Square, Makadara, Kibera, or Eastleigh. Tunakungoja hapo. Whether it's a casual announcement or a specialized media solution for your business, we are here to serve you. KBC at Huduma Centers, moving closer to you. Your station, your service.
Welcome back, and now on to education matters. The government has embarked on the construction of more classrooms in Ruiru constituency, Kiambu County, to cope with a rapidly growing number of learners. According to Area Member of Parliament Simon Kingara, so far more than 140 classrooms are under construction while others have been completed. And Karanja, a resident in the area, welcomed the expansion of classrooms, saying it will go a long way to ease congestion in the schools in the constituencies. She spoke when the Area Member of Parliament Simon Kingara officially opened 6 new classrooms at Ruiru Primary School.
Saa hii madarasa 6 ya Ruiru Primary imekamilika na sasa itaweza kutumika na wanafunzi, na tukakuja kuyafungua rasmi na kushukuru serikali kwa kutupatia madarasa haya. Yale madarasa yanajengwa ni zaidi ya 140, na hii ni kutokana na wingi wa wanafunzi hapa na maendeleo mengi yataambatana kulingana na vile hapa kuna watu wengi.
There before we had a lot of problems with classes. The congestion was too much, and we want to thank the government that we have new classes this morning. There will be no more congestion in our school. As you all know, the population is growing each and every day.
Tunaomba Mheshimiwa Kingara tena raundi nyingine ukuje. Tumekuongelea kuhusu choo za walimu, choo za wanafunzi. Tumeongelea kuhusu fence ya shule na umeitikia utatufanyia.
A section of Kalenjin elders has announced plans to intervene in the long-running Uasin Gishu Finland scholarship saga, calling for calm among affected parents and students. This follows the conclusion of the criminal case at the Nakuru Law Courts last week and eventual acquittal of the accused. Led by Major John Say of the Miot Council of Elders, the elders say the manner in which the dispute had been handled had created unnecessary divisions and left many families frustrated and disappointed. They are now pledging to engage all relevant stakeholders in an effort to bring closure to the saga that has affected hundreds of families who invested heavily in their overseas education program.
Watu wetu ambaye muko kwa shida, tumesikia kilio chenu, tumesikia malalamiko yenu, tumesikia uchungu wenu.
And now the National Council of Churches in Kenya, Machakos branch, has faulted the government for what it terms as failing to deal with the increase in hooligan groups that threaten the peace and security of Kenyans. Machakos Chairman Bishop Festus Malua says the government should decisively deal with the goons and ensure they are stopped from acts of violence. The leaders say the government should be accountable, protect citizens, warning the continued condoning of the goons will lead to anarchy.
It's been obvious that goons are inventing even churches, meetings, and it's worrying that no much action is taken against this. And that is why we are calling upon, and I made this clear, calling upon the relevant authorities. Because again, it is within their mandate, it's within their power to act.
Talking of responsibility, what you are given to do, are you doing it? What you promise to do, are you doing it? Are you responsible as a leader, as a person, wherever you are? Then we are talking of inclusion. We are calling upon the young people to be included in tables of decision making rather than the tables of discussions.
Transport services along the busy Mumias-Busia highway were disrupted after Matatu operators plying the route staged demonstrations for the second day, forcing hundreds of commuters to walk from Corinda to Busia town or use motorbikes. The operators, led by Justice Shitande Jaffet, Karemwa and Margaret Indakuli are accusing Busia County government of failing to provide an operational matatu stage in Busia town. They say the lack of a designated parking area has created confusion and disrupted public transport services.
Hatujajua kamili ni wapi tunahitajika kubebea watu, sababu tauni tukiingia kila pahali haturuhusiwi kusimama na kubeba mtu, na kuingia tunaingia tukilipa kanjo, tukijua hiyo ndio idini yetu ya kuingia hiyo tauni.
Sisi tunashangaa kila siku watu wakanja, kila siku wanatukimbisha kwa parapara wakitushika. Juzi nililipa shilingi 3,000, tena leo wanatukimbisha, tumekimbisha leo tuko hapa Korinda.
Tumechoka na kanjo ya Busia. Sisi tukitoka hapa tunalipa pale 8 bob ushuru ya county. Lakini tukifika Busia hatuna stage. Stage yenye tulijengewa pale ni kidogo. Basi ziko pale, lori zimechukua, mizigo zinamwagwa ndani.
The Kericho Rehabilitation Center has received a facelift after its dilapidated social hall was rehabilitated by the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya. Speaking during the official opening of the hall, the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya Vice Chair Bernard Abuka said that the institute desired to impact the community, especially those underprivileged, among them people with disabilities.
So glad and happy that in our devolution pillar as an institute, we are working to impact communities across the country. So this project is meant to help those who are abled differently in this institution, to enable them be in a comfortable place that can enable them achieve the objective that they set for themselves.
Thank each and everyone who came together to make this possible. It is all about giving service to our community, making a difference in people's lives.
The infrastructure is not up to date. We will look for partners and collaborators to come on board so that we can pull together.
In other news, the Coast region aims to increase the number of registered voters from the current 2 million to 4 million voters ahead of the 2027 general election to strengthen the region's political influence. The leaders, led by Senate Speaker Emerson Kingi, held a consultative meeting at Vigurungani Stadium in Kenangu Sub-County, where they urged all eligible coastal residents who have not yet been registered as voters to apply for national identity cards.
Ile kauli ambayo Kwale itakata, sauti ile iwe ndio sauti ya Kilifi, ndo sauti ya Mombasa, ndo sauti ya Taita Taveta, ndo sauti ya Lamu na Tana River. Ili uchungu wa Kwale huo ni uchungu wa Kilifi.
Mbali na kuwa sisi wa pwani tulimpa kiti kidogo, lakini nafasi zilipoanza kuundwa tu, hiyo ya spika tukapewa tayari sisi. Mtunu hiyo. Lakini sisi wenyewe hatujaiona, sijui. Twaiona? Wangapi wanaiona kama ni tunu hiyo spika? Sasa tunu lindwa.
Striking clinical officers in Kericho could soon return to work following the signing of a collective bargaining agreement between Kericho Governor Eric Mutai and a delegation of Kenya Union of Clinical Officers led by its National Secretary General George Gibore. Speaking while witnessing the signing of the CBA at his offices, Governor Mutai reassured Kericho residents of ongoing efforts to avert a looming crisis following the clinicians' strike. The governor confirmed that the county has already secured an agreement with striking doctors to return to work. While lauding the county government's efforts, KUKO Secretary General George Gibore hinted at a possible end of the ongoing clinical workers' strike, stating that the union is satisfied with the ongoing plans to sign a return to work agreement.
We're able to embark or go back to our members and communicate the proposal that we're getting from the employer, and once agreed, if then they agree as we have agreed from our side, we shall actually sign a return to work and suspend the strike immediately.
One of the issues that we have signed today is a CPA that makes us
among the top 20 counties to have signed this agreement, the CPA that touches on the matters of the welfare, promotions of our clinical officers, and we have signed that today.
Women and youth groups from Alamach and Loruco villages in Burat Ward, Isiolo County have a reason to smile after they received funds from the sale of carbon credits from the Nasulu Community Conservancy. According to the reserve manager, Andrew Fitise, only 4 groups will benefit from the funds this year, 2 from Alamach and 2 from Loruco. Fitise said that the villages of Alamach and Loruco decided how the funds would be used through public participation meetings, where they discussed and prioritized projects that would be funded annually from the Carbon Revenue Fund. The villages of Alamach allocated 425,000 shillings for a women and youth empowerment program, while those of Loruco allocated 450,000 for the same purpose.
Jamii ya Alamach walikuwa wametenga 1425, jamii ya Loruco walitenga 1450 ya kupatia vijana akina mama. So leo tumekuja hapa kuhand over hizo pesa kwa jamii ili waweze kuenda kujisaidia.
Hii wakina mama tuliona kazi yao ni mzuri, tukasema ocheni tu support kwa hii mwaka. Ndio tukasema hiyo 400 ya Alamach na 25 tukasema tugawie grupu mbili. Kwa sababu tuliona kazi yao ni mzuri, tukasema tukisupport hiyo wakati ingine tu support wa mama wengine na wa vijana wengine.
Ambayo hiyo pesa imetoka kwa carbon credit inapitia conservancy, na hiyo pesa imekuwa ikisaidia kina mama na vijana kama group. Na hiyo pesa kwa wale wamepata amesaidika sana, kwa wale wamepata na ng'ombe ako kwa maduka, kwa wale anauza mambuzi kwa soko, na niko na imani kwa wale hata atapata saa hizi ataenda juu kujisaidia naye.
A group of conservationists is calling for urgent interventions by the county and national governments to restore water towers that are under threat. Speaking during the 10th edition of Kaptagat Integrated Program, Worldwide Fund Chief Executive Officer Jackson Kiplagat hailed a section of environmentalists that have played a major role in protecting and conserving the Kaptagat forest in Elgeyo-Marakwet County. Kiplagat has, in the meantime, underscored the need to support and accelerate the government initiative of planting 15 billion trees by the year 2032. The program is being spearheaded by the Treasury Principal Secretary Dr. Chris Kipto, who is also the patron.
This program celebrates 10 years through a full restoration of the Kaptagat forest blocks, and also transitioning the program from a fully restoration program into a restoration and livelihoods improvement program. We are continuing to distribute cash crops, which is also a flagship program for this program that is contributing to the most important pillar for communities, which is Pesa Mfukoni. This program contributes directly to the presidential ambition of planting 15 billion trees.
And now let's talk business. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe is calling on Parliament to fast-track the passage of key agriculture bills to ensure critical reforms are not delayed by the election period. While addressing a meeting with the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Agriculture, Kagwe directed officials from the ministry to provide legislators with comprehensive, accurate and well-researched information to facilitate informed debate, effective policy making and timely responses to questions raised in the House.
The calendar for the legislative calendar ends for us in December. If we do not have anything, if we want things passed by Parliament, this session of Parliament, and we don't have it ready by December, it is not going to happen. So it is critical, and this is where I want to make a special appeal to our committee members to please support the bills that we have got there, the regulations that we have got there, the amendments that we have got there, we have to get them done between now and December.
The Kenya Tourism Board is focusing on initiatives such as trade incentives as well as global and domestic marketing campaigns backed by consumer demand data to grow both inbound international arrivals and domestic travel. Kenya Tourism Board CEO June Chepkemei says the agency's tourism promotion is informed by data and consumer demand intelligence and mostly undertaken through technology and strategic trade partnerships.
We are focusing on digital transformation and AI and the place of technology, emerging technology in tourism. Tourism is a sector that is heavily reliant on technology. Booking hotels, flights, experiences has been technologically enabled, and we now have AI and emerging technologies playing more a key role in terms of building the itinerary, advising visitors on where to travel to, what to expect, and even checking just the cost and how to navigate your way.
Crude oil prices have extended their retreat from a 2-month high as a fragile pause in U.S.-Iran hostilities holds despite a U.S. naval blockade that Iran says amounts to an act of war. Brent crude reduced to below $88 per barrel days after touching $100 for the first time since the conflict began. Here are the details of these and other stories making headlines across the globe.
Crude oil prices have been on a roller coaster over the past 3 weeks, surging nearly 40% this month as the conflict between the US and Iran escalated before both sides quietly stepped back from the brink on Friday. That de-escalation briefly pushed Brent crude down to around $97 a barrel, and prices have kept falling since, now trading in the mid-80s. But calm is fragile as Houthi forces claimed Red Sea attacks on Saudi Aramco facilities over the weekend, and CENTCOM said Iran blockade had redirected 17 vessels, disabled 2 and boarded 2 more. Iran hit back with its Central Military Command, calling the blockade illegal and an escalation of the war, warning any further action would be met with a response. For now, oil markets appear to be betting that the truce holds. Meanwhile, the world's largest small commodity hub, EU, has posted record export figures for the first 5 months of the year, with exports reaching around $46.57 billion, up 9% year-on-year, as artificial intelligence tools reshape how merchants and buyers do business. AI-powered image navigation and real-time translation are helping international buyers search products and negotiate with local traders more easily, cutting language and search barriers that once slowed deals. The shift marks a broader push by China's trading hubs to use AI to stay competitive as global buyers increasingly shop and source online. Finally, wildfires ravaging central Spain are exacting a mounting economic toll as evacuations and firefighting operations disrupt agricultural and public finances across the hardest hit regions. The blazes across Madrid, Avila and Toledo, which have forced nearly 100,000 people to evacuate or shelter in places across 46 municipalities, have already prompted authorities to halt harvesting work involving heavy machinery in all 3 regions. Firefighting costs alone are estimated to reach as much as 3.3 billion euros. With thousands of firefighters, military emergency units and aircraft still battling the flames, and officials cautioning that full containment remains difficult given the terrain, the ultimate economic bill is still being tallied.
And now we take a look at sports news. Reigning African under-18 champion Emmanuel Lemeso will team up with African under-20 silver medalist Nicholas Kitum as they seek to retain the 3,000 steeplechase title at the World Athletics Under-20 Championships, which was won in 2024 by Edmund Serem. The 18-year-old Lemiso, who is a Form 3 student at Raila Education Center, aims to replicate his fine form in track and cross-country this season as he steps onto the global stage. Kitum, who is also a student at Kaliet Secondary School in Kericho, has expressed confidence ahead of the global championship. Hailing from Kapenguria West Pokot, Kitum is highly motivated by the African silver medal he won last year, as he also focuses on the 2028 Olympics. The 21st World Athletics Under-20 Championships will be staged between the 5th and 9th of next month in Oregon, USA. Uganda's Vipers SC beat Gor Mahia 1-0 in a Group A match at the ongoing Sekafa Kagame Cup. The win at the Kigali Pele Stadium on Monday night saw Vipers SC move closer to qualification for the semi-final stage after they picked a second straight victory. Vipers SC remain top of Group A with 6 points, while Gor Mahia FC are second with 3 points and ahead of APR FC with a better goal difference. Tonight, Mogadishu City Club will face Singida Black Stars FC of Tanzania, while Group B table leaders Jammers SC from South Sudan will take on Simba SC of Tanzania at the Kigali Pele Stadium. Côte d'Ivoire made a powerful return to the CAF Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON with a 4-1 victory over Burkina Faso in their Group B opener played last night at the Larbi Zaoli Stadium in Casablanca. Meanwhile, Tanzania stand South Africa 2-1.
The pressure is...
Côte d'Ivoire opened the scoring through Rebecca Ilo before Ines Konak struck twice, making it 3-0.
Goal. What a goal from Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire just opened this. This could be a dangerous counter-attack from Côte d'Ivoire, who are closer to scoring the second goal of this game. What a goal! Côte d'Ivoire just added another goal. They are now returning after a long absence to the expanded 16 competition. What a third goal from Côte d'Ivoire. We have said it before.
Burkina Faso briefly threatened a response early in the second half through Adama Congo, who finished after being set up by Balkissa Sawadogo, but Côte d'Ivoire restored their 3-goal cushion through Oderaugo to seal an impressive opening win. The result gives Reynald Pedro's side the perfect start in Group B after Tanzania had earlier stunned defending champion South Africa with a 2-1 victory.
And it's their one. That's the first goal for Tanzania. And there comes the header, the equalizer for South Africa. Nice opportunity here for the Tanzanians, and it's the second goal. Really well transformed by number.
Frederick Mwoki for Lunchtime News.
Who scores the second goal for
Kenya reaffirmed its dominance in the men's 3,000 meters steeplechase after Edmund Serem led a historic podium sweep at the ongoing Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, winning the gold medal in a time of 8 minutes 18.23 seconds. Serem produced a composed performance to cross the finish line ahead of compatriot Simon Koech, who claimed the silver medal in 8 minutes 18.59 seconds, while Leonard Bett completed the Kenyan clean sweep by taking bronze, clocking 8 minutes 21.63 seconds. Meanwhile, Diana Wanza added another chapter to Kenya Glasgow books with a silver in the women's 10,000 meters.
Today I'm very happy. I've won my first title in my first Commonwealth Games. So I'm very happy. I know my family, they are back at home. And 50 million people out there in Kenya, they are all happy. And more so, we went for a clean sweep for Kenya.
Government is warning of possible food supply disruptions due to the projected El Nino rains expected from this October. Environment and Climate Change Principal Secretary Engineer Festus Ngeno says that should El Nino rains materialize as forecast, maize, wheat, barley, potatoes and horticultural crops could face lower productivity due to waterlogging, nutrient leaching and increased fungal diseases. Here is Regina Manyara with the details.
Encourage APSA and other corporate leaders to accelerate your commitments and expand the scale of your restoration efforts. Every tree grown contributes to water security, biodiversity conservation, carbon sequestration, job creation, and community resilience. The State Department, where I lead, continues to prioritize landscape restoration through partnerships involving national and county governments, local communities, development partners, and the private sector. And therefore, achieving Kenya's target of 30% of our national tree cover will require sustained action across all ecological zones, from drylands and wetlands to our critical water towers.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for watching. Our sign language interpreter is Caroline Njoroge. I'm Jackie Wimbiru. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Can I ask you something really personal? Have you ever tried drugs before? Well, I'm sure you're going to want to hear this conversation I have with someone in Tanzania who has struggled with a drug addiction but has triumphed over it.
We smoked and tell me that don't be afraid, don't be a fool, use this. You'll be happy when you use this, it's normal. You just use it.
So welcome to this Dala Dala, which is going to be our safe space for today's conversation. And as always, I'm your host, Chinonso Egamba, medical doctor. You might know me as a Proco doctor. And with me today is Elizabeth, who has won her personal battle against drugs. First, I want to say I'm proud of what you've done for yourself. And I want you to also take us through your journey. How did you first get into drugs?
It was when I was in standard 6. The situation.
Standard 6?
I mean, yeah, standard 6.
How old were you when you started taking drugs in standard 6? 13 years.
When the school was closed, we came home. Again, I made a mistake. Dad also clashed me and told me that I will kill you, this and this and this and this. If you turn home, I will punish you. So I decided to go to my boyfriend. So when I went over there, He took marijuana, then he scratched it, and the cigarette mixed it. So he smoked and told me that don't be afraid, don't be a fool, use this. You'll be happy when you use this. It's normal. You just use it.
There are a number of reasons why people may abuse drugs. Early exposure to drugs. Usually, the younger a person is when they start using drugs, the likelier they are to develop an addiction. Peer pressure. I'm sure this is self-explanatory. Environmental factors. So usually, the environment where a person grows up can affect their tendency to abuse drugs. It is believed that if a person grows up in an environment where drug abuse is common, they might just become drug abusers themselves. But it's not just that. If a person grows up in an environment where there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of stress, violence, and abuse, it might just increase their tendency to abuse drugs. How about your family, your friends? Did it affect your relationship with them?
Very badly.
Very badly.
Until now, a lot of them are not on our side of me.
Now, what made you decide that you needed help?
No, because it happened when I was sick. I went to Temeka Hospital. I was admitted over there. And then my mom got news from her friend that there is a medical methadone to Mwimbili. So when I was admitted over there, they checked me, my health, and then they found me that I was HIV positive.
So for some bit of backstory, the methadone program that Elizabeth went through was first piloted in the Muhimbili National Hospital in Tanzania. According to some research, it is the most effective program for most heroin users because especially in East Africa, a lot of the opioid use in East Africa is actually consumed here in Tanzania. And that program was actually very important in the fight against drug abuse. The abuse of drugs like heroin can actually lead to major health and even lifestyle problems. For example, they run the risk of getting diseases that are bloodborne like HIV, hepatitis B, C, or D because of the mode of transmission. Others may have reduced immunity. Some people may just have reduced nutrition and may develop fertility problems later.
Methadone is a treatment, but for me, on my journey of methadone treatment, it was hard. Because I was taking my medical, but still I was on relapsing. When I moved there to go home, I told my mom that no, I'm suffering for this situation. Every day the family is going over there, situation of this and this and that. No, I need to stop on my own. My mom could not believe me. My family could not believe me.
So you finally got to that place where you now wanted to stop the drug yourself?
Yes. I didn't want to use methadone, but I could not that survive on my own. I was using alcohol, and I was taking hard alcohols almost for 1 year. But at the end also, I feel that I've moved from methadone, again from alcohol. What am I doing? Let me just stop this kind of issue. I stopped also using alcohol and cigarette. Until today, thanks God, I'm fine. I'm not using anything.
How long has it been
now,
since you stopped every form of drugs?
For this year, I can count it 4th year.
4 years?
Yeah, for this year. Thank you. Thank you.
If you're struggling with drug use, I want you to know that it is never too late to get help. You can win the battle against drugs, just like Elizabeth has. And don't also forget to share and put your comments below. We just might learn a thing or two from you.
Kajiado Entasuba. Ni habari njema kwa wakazi wa Kajiado. Burdan tunayo. Nosim FM sasa inavuma kupitia masafa yetu mapya ya 105.7.
Kitabautwa County Olkejuado.
Pata uhondo na burdan kemkem kwa lugha unayoienzi ya Kimaa. Ukiwa na Manga, Rongai, Mashuru, Kitengela, Ilbisil, Kiserian, Ngong au hata Isinya, stesheni ya Nosim FM inakupakulia mambo yote kupitia 105.7. ni mwamko mpya na Nosim FM 105.7 Kajiado County.
Nosim FM, Osimlino.
Get ready for a captivating continental football extravaganza. KBC Channel 1 brings you exclusive coverage of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON. From Sunday the 26th of July to Sunday the 16th of August 2026, welcome to Morocco is the battleground as Nigeria defend their title against 15 other nations fighting to lift the